All right, good day, guys. Good day to you all. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. Thanks for being here as always. Gentle reminder before we get into it. As always, show the channel some support. Knock up like button, subscribe, and share. And we're talking about an interesting article that I would have came across that I really wanted to do a video on. Seeing the article is in the Jamaica Observer. I may have to big up the Observer on this particular one because I thought it was a very interesting article. Seen? And it is about an Iceland journalist, right, who gave his 2 cents on Hallgrimsson and Jamaica. All right, we're gonna get into the article right now. See, the article is entitled Hallgrimsson Guarantees Success by Andre Lowe. And so big up Andre Lowe for this particular one. Icelandic journalist Thorkel Gunnar Sigurðar. Yo, Jano. Anyway, I could continue. I'm sorry for spoil up that name, but Jano. I can't pronounce the name. I'm sorry. Has backed new Reggae Boyz head coach Heimir Hallgrimsson to take the country back to the FIFA World Cup and believes the former Iceland national team coach was seduced by the challenge of coaching the troubled Jamaica program to success. Boy, the man have used such harsh language, man. Hallgrímsson, famous for qualifying. By the way, that wasn't a direct quote. That was basically a summary, Hallgrímsson, famous for qualifying Iceland for the 2018 FIFA World Cup and a run to the quarterfinals of the 2016 UEFA European Championship, was officially introduced by the Jamaica Football Federation on Friday. The 55-year-old Icelander signed a 4-year deal with the JFF and has made it clear that his ambition is to take Jamaica back to the FIFA World Cup and help to develop the country's technical capacity through coaching, education, and other interventions. And guys, the article is on screen for you guys to read. Sigurðar, right, which is the name of this reporter, a sports reporter, commentator, and TV host with the Icelandic National Broadcasting Service, credited Hallgrímsson for his ability to communicate with and get the best out of his players, and believes that once he gets the necessary support, the team will begin to show marked improvements in the coming months before going on to win its first match at the 2026 World Cup. Interesting. So this particular individual has a lot of trust and faith and respect in Hallgrímsson, and that's kind of pretty obvious or understandable, so to speak. He is Iceland's most successful coach and was in charge of the Iceland team in undoubtedly its most successful era of football. Things to point out here. He has noted his ability to communicate, which is obviously, always a very good attribute for a coach to have. So if his communication skills is indeed very good, that is very good to hear. Also, the part about once he gets the necessary support. Boy, this brother clearly has not heard about Jamaica. Support from who? The JFF? Support from who? Corporate Jamaica? Boy. Another part he spoke about was, just even the title of the article. The title of the article. Hallgrímsson guarantees success. This particular individual has a lot of faith in Hallgrímsson, right? In the coming months before going on to win his first match at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Bold predictions there. And this is the journalist on your screen. I am actually not surprised at all that Hallgrimsson has decided to coach Jamaica. This is him being quoted again. He likes adventures and challenges. That explains a lot. That explains a lot why he's here. But he is good at building a team. He is very invested in everything that he does in football, and I'm pretty sure that if everybody in Jamaica is ready for what he is planning, their team can be better in 1 year, good after 2 years, and in 4 years playing in the FIFA World Cup again and winning at least one match in the World Cup. Interesting. Again, a lot of faith being shown here. Iceland is a very small country. I mean, one would imagine everybody knows everybody. Is this a case where, this is just a brethren vouching for another brethren, right? Or it's a very small country, everybody knows everybody, and knows what everybody is capable of, especially a sports journalist working for the, a big entity in Iceland, right? One would imagine that he knows Hallgrímsson very well and knows exactly what he's capable of. He highlighted the coach's relationship with his players, his tactical strengths, and his ability to communicate his ideas as key components to his success. From me here, tactical strengths, man, me get excited, because I'm dying for a coach with tactical nous. So with real top quality tactical nous. So, be the head coach of Jamaica's national team. And from me here, that part that me get very excited, Seeing? Very, very, very excited. All right. And by the way, again, he has spoken to his ability to communicate his ideas. So that really seems to be a strength of Hallgrímsson if he keeps on, hyping it up, his communication skills. He goes on. Heimir Hallgrímsson, and this is him being quoted again, is very popular here in Iceland after his time with the Icelandic national team. No kidding. He, of course, is the only national coach to take Iceland to the World Cup. And we all know Iceland is the smallest country per, with regards to population to qualify for a World Cup. He was also co-coach with Lars Lagerbäck when Iceland went to their only European Championship. But after the Euros in France, when Lagerbäck stepped down, Heimir showed everybody what he was capable of doing by reaching the World Cup, even without going to a playoffs. Remember, Iceland went to the quarterfinals of that Euros as well, knocked out England on their way to the quarterfinals as well. Lost to the favorites of the tournament that particular year, France, in the quarterfinals. France, of course, was surprisingly beaten in the final. So, that big goal there from the Portuguese forward. Oh God, what better than him again, man? Can't remember his name off the top of my head. Remember Sir Martin used to play for Swans in the Premier League. But one thing I want to talk about quickly, what does co-coach mean? I keep on hearing that he was co-coach with Lars Lagerbäck at the European Championship. When your common sense gives me an idea of what a co-coach is, but I've never heard, I don't think I've ever heard of a situation or a scenario like that before, where two people are coaching the team at the same time. Interesting. He is a very friendly man, and when he and Lagerbäck took over with the Icelandic team in 2011, they started to build a framework for everything. The training culture got much better. The video analysis and also the relationship with the media started very good. In his press meetings, when he announced a new squad, he always had a PowerPoint slideshow with a lot of information about the squad, the teams we were facing next, and videos with their tactics just to show us what to expect. Who will the blows and skirts, you said to me? I saw Hallgrimsson do film thing. That will be very interesting. Being in press conferences for me as a vlogger, I've been in a couple of the press conferences with Paul Hall. That would be very interesting. Being in a press conference, watching a PowerPoint slideshow with information about the current squad and about our opponents. I mean, that's very interesting. I have never seen or heard of anything like that taking place in Jamaica before. So that would be extremely interesting to see if he does indeed do that with Jamaica. That would be, I mean, we always talk about when the squads are dropped, there's not enough information or insight into why certain players were selected. Right, so hearing about PowerPoint slideshow with all of this information about the squad and about the opposition and that sort of a thing, I mean, that sounds like next level dedication and something that I am very excited to hear and see going forward. Very, 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 very interesting. Sigurdsson highlighted Hallgrímsson's tactical approach and says he expects the team to become more organized and disciplined under his guidance. That is something I've heard about this coach as well. This is him being quoted again, the Iceland journalist. The players talk about him with great respect, which is a good sign, but also that he was always ready to listen to them. So I think in the next month you will see better framework and better culture around your national team in Jamaica. Lord knows we need proper culture within our national team. I think the culture within our national team is poor, if you ask me, from what I've heard. He has good discipline, but is also good at resolving problems, or at least he tries to. I am not sure what tactic he will play with Jamaica, but in Iceland the focus was on playing good and well-organized defense with fast counter-attacks and also a focus on set pieces. Teamwork is the key. This little paragraph right here is also very interesting as well. This is something that we have been hearing about this coach, right? Well organized in defense, fast counter-attack. That's how he plays. Now, my thing is, I don't really have an issue with pragmatism, right? Or probably it's not pragmatism. Probably this is his particular style of play. See? Which is okay. See? Now go bash it, right? Me personally though, I long to see our national team play against credible opposition and play on the front foot. Like what we saw against Costa Rica in the latter stages of the World Cup qualifying campaign, like what we saw against El Salvador in the latter stages of the World Cup qualifying campaign, even though those results were unfair to Paul Hall. But you cannot deny the fact that the team played on the front foot against credible opposition. My question is, was it wise and was it prudent for the JFF to hire a coach that does not have a lot of experience in setting up a team to play on the front foot? Hallgrímsson in the press conference spoke about the talent that we have in Jamaica at our disposal, and that our team was much stronger than the Iceland team, especially when you take into consideration that we are in a weaker confederation than Iceland. What I imply that to mean is that it must be certainly in his mind that the possibility of playing a more positive brand of football, so to speak. Certainly, many of the fans yearn and crave for that type of football. Right now, we don't want to see Jamaica in our national stadium park the bus against Mexico. Right? We believe that we are of a quality that we can play at Mexico and compete during the run of play. This coach does not have a lot of experience setting up a team to play on the front foot, and obviously doesn't have a lot of success doing that either, because he didn't do much of it in Iceland for understandable reasons. Iceland, weak team in the strongest confederation in world football, right? Finally, the last but that's not important. That's just saying that Hallgrímsson's first assignment for Jamaica will be against Argentina, which me personally, I won't read much into to determine whether or not Hallgrímsson is a good coach or not. Look, I hope Hallgrímsson knows what he's getting himself into. This ain't Iceland. This ain't Iceland. The challenges that he will face here, trust me, will frustrate the hell out of him, right? But an interesting article that I thought I would bring your attention to, guys. Hit me in the comment section, let me know your thoughts. Knock up the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video as well. Free and easy ways to support. Take care, stay safe, and until next time.